My first bodybuilding memory of my dad. I mean, all I remember is he was bigger than everybody else's dad. All my memories, he was always huge, you know, from my youngest memory. And back then there was a bit of stigma around that. It wasn't like now, that would be a cool thing if you was a young kid. Back then my dad was a freak, you know. It was all gonna turn to fat when he stopped training, apparently. So on that theory then, their dad's fat was all gonna turn to muscle when they stopped going to pub. It was a unique childhood growing up, slightly different than you would have expected it to be. But yeah, I wouldn't have had it any other way, it was nice.
And for the third straight year, the winner of Mr. Olympia, Dorian Yates.
When my dad used to win a show, it was the proudest thing ever. You know, my dad's the best in the world at something. Although back in those days, that wasn't a cool thing. Bodybuilding was a bit like, there was weirdos, people with muscles. It's come full circle now. You know, now it's the in thing, you know, to train, to look after yourself, to keep fit. I mean, unless you wasn't drinking 10 pints back in the day, you weren't cool. And obviously my old man didn't partake in any kind of social activity like that. It was eat, sleep, train, repeat.
For me, when I first started getting into bodybuilding, seeing Dorian, watching his YouTube videos and seeing how his physique evolved over the years, just a true inspiration to myself.
I fell in love with training at a very young age. Dorian, even going right back to Arnold Schwarzenegger, they inspired me so much. I wanted to change my physique. I wanted to look like them.
So I first got into fitness from a very young age. Actually, I started doing athletics. From there I went into bodybuilding, so I always like to challenge myself and keep looking for something that's going to push me even more.
I do use the Dorian Yates HIIT style training, so I will be doing pyramid sets, and my third set will always be to failure, so copying the Dorian Yates style HIIT training.
My training is very similar to Dorian Yates. I do negatives, go to failure, do negative reps, blood and guts all out on the last set.
I think Dorian Yates he's just a legend. His styles of training are crazy as well. I love it, you know, the training to failure and things like that. And the way that I train, I can really relate to that. And I love that. I love that pump. I love that explosion. And he's all the things that I try to push towards.
So my training will always be failure. I will not be satisfied leaving the gym until I am absolutely finished. And I feel like the way they used to train to failure in the golden age really showed the muscle fullness and complete look that they achieved. So I always believe in that old school style of training.
I train most of the time in England, and I prefer the hardcore kind of gyms that we have in England. You know, when I came in 93, weighing 257 and cut, it was unheard of. Nobody had ever seen a physique like that. But now a lot of guys are getting bigger, and they're changing their training, they're doing things differently in order to come in bigger. All the other guys are playing my old game, I'm playing a new game.
There's many reasons I didn't follow in his footsteps as far as being a competitive bodybuilder. One, because they're obviously huge shoes to fill. Yeah, I mean, I saw how much he sacrificed as far as family was concerned, his personal well-being, his own social life, which he didn't have when he committed fully to the cause. But my first love as far as sports was concerned was always fighting, it was always martial arts. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy my bodybuilding and I have expert knowledge in being able to put muscle mass on and making people stronger. But let's be honest, my old man's the best in the world, and unless I was better, then what's the fucking point?
Ever since I've had my son, I've always been a very competitive person, but I just wanted to prove to all the mothers out there that you can be more than a mom. I just want to go on now and absolutely smash my next competition and hopefully be like Mr. Dorian Yates himself and get some consecutive wins.
The reason I love bodybuilding is because I want to be big, strong, it looks healthy, I want to be agile, I want to be fit. It's just powerful, it looks powerful. I'm getting ready for a show at the end of the year. Obviously, there's been a few altercations with the current pandemic, but I'm still going to push and still go for it at the end of the year.
I competed in bikini wellness category in UK BFF. I also competed in Canada, Fitness Star, and also in California.
So I compete in the classic bodybuilding division. For me, I just want to stick within that category and stay within my weight limit, as I feel it's a much better look than some of these really big, monstrous guys. Within 5 years' time, I hope to be an IFBB pro and to be competitive within the classic bodybuilding division whilst representing a brand like DY.
As far as DY, the company's concerned, as you may or may not know, the old man's always had an involvement in a supplement company or another, but as DY as it is now, is something that he's had more of a personal involvement in and takes part in, you know, product development, things like that. And this is the first time we've really reached out to the whole market and the whole industry. So I worked my way up from the bottom, from sales, you know, down to, you know, planning, and now I'm in, you know, management of pretty much the whole company. I have a big say on what goes on, especially with this new line Renew. I've been there from the product development stage from the very start.
I feel honoured to represent a brand such as DY. I just feel like that all the products that DY are about, all the supplements, it just links hand in hand. It's like it was made for me. I think it's perfect for my training and what I do, as well as obviously having the coverage of such an amazing athlete. It's just so good. It's two things in one, really.
100%. I'd include supplements in my training that help aid recovery, keep you in an anabolic state from when hard, heavy sessions, your body's most likely to go catabolic. Keeping supplements in there is going to keep you in an anabolic state, getting that extra gains, extra recovery, what you're going to need through a hard, intense workout.
As a DY sponsored athlete, it definitely gives me the motivation that I need and determination to train and just be the best bikini competitor that I can be.
Supplementation is one of the most important things alongside nutrition. It's very vital to ensure that you nail that down to a T to ensure you can make the maximum progress and make those small 1% touches.
To describe Dorian Yates in one sentence, an absolute legend. He set the standard to what it is now.
He's just really big, from coming from a small country like the UK and conquer the world like 6 times is a massive accomplishment.
Dorian Yates is going to be a forever remembered legend in the bodybuilding game, and he's someone that people like myself who have not been in the industry long can look up to for inspiration, not only for his physique but what he's continued to do with the sharing of knowledge and now the spreading of the DY Nutrition brand.
DY's evolution as a brand's concerned, I really believe now I want it to become a household name. You know, I want it to be seen in every gym, you know, every online store, every supplement store. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not blowing smoke up my old man's arse, or, you know, because it's our company. It really is the best quality ingredients out there. We source our own materials, you know, we use our own manufacturing facility, our own biochemist. Everything's done by us, so we know what's in there. And who's it aimed at? I mean, anyone with an active lifestyle. If you're doing sport, you're doing any type of training, yeah, you're going to need to put the best stuff inside your body, you know, and not all the time can you do that through whole foods, or the convenience of getting quick food normally leads to bad quality food. So the supplement side of things is the fast and effective way of getting what you know is good for you into you.
6-time Mr. Olympia,